The quest for answers. What exactly is the role of a designer, and what should he or she know? The term designer is quite broad. Dictionary.com defines a designer as a person who devises or executes designs, especially one who creates forms, structures, and patterns, as for works of art or machines, a schemer, intriguer, or plotter. A person who devises or executes designs, especially one who creates forms, structures, and patterns for works of art or machines. Historically, a designer would have been one who created forms, structures, and patterns, typically for communication purposes. Or was it? What does Google think? A Google search for earliest known designers returns results regarding fashion design first, then a sprinkling of others. Maybe I should be more specific when I research designer. Let's try graphic designer. Wikipedia defines graphic design as the art of communication, stylizing, and problem solving through the use of type, space, and image. The field is considered a subset of visual communication and communication design, but sometimes the term graphic design is used interchangeably with these due to overlapping skills involved. I wonder how other people define a designer. I pulled social media and participated in discussions online. Why does it matter? It matters because the role of a designer has evolved since the term was defined in 1640. Or has it? Does it matter because the role hasn't actually changed, but the ways in which we arrive at a tangible or intangible form, structure, or pattern have changed? Industry seems to think that designers should know it all. Some designers see coding as a developer's job. It's all science. It interferes with their ability to focus on visual problem solving. Sparked initially by reading Hugh Duberly's Design in the Age of Biology, which suggests a tie between design and science and supports a consideration that coding is technical object ethos, or handcraft, versus an organic systems ethos, or service craft, I started brainstorming to support or debunk the idea that graphic designers should know how to code. Initial concept maps revealed the handcraft or execution is associated with science and the how of design, while servicecraft or strategy is associated with creativity and the why of design. They both require training, both have artistic associations, but was I on the right track? Further research led me to academia.edu, where I found prescriptives on The Changing Role in the Designer by Lauren Tan. Tan is a PhD candidate and quotes John Heskett reflection on design as a process of layering in which new developments are added over time to what already exists. The process of design is pretty complex. It starts with the problem. Solutions are implemented through a combined approach of the why, strategy, and how, production. But how do designers figure out the strategy? Research. More whys. Why this? Why that? Why, what, how, where? So what role does a designer play in the research stage? How much should a designer know about research? There are folks who specialize in research, people who study anthropology, consumer behavior, and design theory. Does a designer need to know how people behave in order to develop a proper design solution? My third attempt at a concept map unveiled even more about the overlap in the design process and allowed me to dissect it and reveal three primary roles of a designer. The designer researcher who studies behavior and user experience, the design strategist who interprets the research and determines how to frame and tackle the problem, and the design executor who crafts the solution. Can we really call all three of these roles a designer? Perhaps, but can we call all three roles a graphic designer? From these roles, I've identified a few core competencies that every designer should possess: data collection, data interpretation, theory development, idea development, market strategy, programming fundamentals, design literacy, and design execution. My concept map reveals all three roles of the designer require training. So how are they being trained? AIGA suggests an agile approach to design curriculum and outlines designer competencies of 2015. Where I teach, graphic designers are trained primarily through design theory, design methods, typography, and history. Some courses are production-centered, but the core curriculum focus is on design systems and research. I've discovered another nearby school which has 2 graphic design programs, one that focuses on the methods, typography, and history, but a second that focuses on technology, print technologies, web technologies, and other methods of execution. This program offers just a sprinkling of courses on design methods and systems, the opposite of the above. Let's revisit the definition of graphic designer. A person who devises or executes designs, especially one who creates forms, structures, and patterns for works of art or machines. If we interpret this literally, designers do need to learn code. We need to learn how to build. A person who devises or executes designs. But wait, then are programmers designers too? My quest is to determine whether a designer who is primarily an idea generator should know how to code, and whether someone who primarily codes and contributes little to strategy should even be called a designer. I want to uncover core competencies of a practicing designer.